My fiancée refused to pay any bills because her money is hers and my money is ours. I said, okay. I moved out while she was at work, taking every single item I bought, including the light bulbs and toilet paper. She came home to a dark, empty shell. Original post. 32 male. Need to get this off my chest because I'm still processing what went down last week. My fiancé, 29, and I had been together for 2.5 years. Got engaged 6 months ago. The relationship seemed solid until we moved in together 4 months back into a 2-bedroom apartment. Here's the thing. I make about $78,000 as an IT consultant. She makes around $65,000 doing marketing for a skincare company. Not a huge gap, right? Both of us are doing okay financially. When we decided to move in together, I assumed we'd split things fairly. Not necessarily 50-50 if that didn't make sense, but proportionally, or at least have a system that worked for both of us. That's not what happened. The first month, I paid the $1,850 rent. She said she was tight because of moving expenses. Fine, I get it. Moving is expensive. I also paid the $200 electric/gas setup fees, $150 for internet installation, and dropped about $2,100 at IKEA for a couch, coffee table, and dining set because her old furniture was literally falling apart. Second month rolls around. I bring up splitting the bills. Babe, can we talk about how we're going to handle expenses going forward? She looked up from her phone. What do you mean? Like, rent is due next week. How do you want to split it? She put her phone down, and I swear her whole face changed. Got this look like I just asked her to donate a kidney. Split it? You make more than me. Not by that much. Like, maybe 15% more. Still more. Plus, you're the man. Men are supposed to provide. I actually laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. I'm serious, she continued. My money is for me. My savings, my goals, my future. Your money is for us. That's how relationships work. That's not how any of this works. We're partners. Exactly. And partners support each other. I supported you emotionally through your project deadline last month. I blinked. You mean when you watched Netflix while I worked late? I was there for you. We went back and forth for an hour. Every time I tried to explain basic fairness, she hit me with, "Are you saying you won't take care of me? My dad always paid for everything. If you loved me, money wouldn't matter. This is financial abuse." That last one really got me. Financial abuse. Because I wanted her to contribute to the household. I ended up paying rent again, and utilities, and groceries. And when her car needed new tires, $640, guess who paid? Meanwhile, her paychecks? Going straight into her savings account. She'd show me her growing balance like it was an accomplishment. Look, babe, I'm up to $34,000 in savings. Yeah, because I was funding her entire life. 3 months of this. I was covering everything while she saved for our future. My savings account went from $28,000 to $11,000. I was eating ramen for lunch while she was getting DoorDash delivered to her office. The breaking point came 2 weeks ago. Her best friend was getting married, and my fiancé wanted to buy a $400 dress. That's a lot for one dress, I said. It's my money. I can spend it how I want. But I've been paying all our bills for 3 months. So, that's your job as my future husband. My money is mine to do what I want with. There it was, crystal clear. Her money was hers. My money was ours. I went quiet, really quiet. That scary kind of quiet where your brain just clicks into a different mode. You're right, I said. She looked surprised. Really? Yeah, your money is yours. You should absolutely spend it how you want. She smiled and kissed my cheek. Thank you, baby. I knew you'd understand. I understood perfectly. That night, after she fell asleep, I started making a list. Not an angry revenge list, just a practical inventory. What did I pay for? What was mine? The answer was basically everything. The apartment lease? My name only. She never got added because her credit score was apparently having issues when we applied. The furniture? On my credit card. Every piece. The TV? Mine. $1,200 65-inch Samsung. The Wi-Fi router? Bought and paid for by me. Kitchen appliances? I'd replaced her crusty old microwave and toaster oven. Bought a nice Ninja blender she used daily for her smoothies. Even stupid stuff. The shower curtain. The bath mat. The good toilet paper instead of that single-ply nonsense. The LED bulbs I'd installed throughout because they save money. My money, apparently. I took 3 days to plan. Called my buddy who has a pickup truck. Gave notice to my landlord. Turns out since she wasn't on the lease, I could end it with 30 days notice. Found a studio apartment across town that was available immediately from month to month. It was small, but it was mine. She worked Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Always stayed late on Thursdays for team meetings, which I was pretty sure were just happy hours, but whatever. I took Thursday off work. Told her I had a dentist appointment. 8:45 a.m. She left for work, kissing me goodbye and reminding me we needed more almond milk. 9 a.m. My buddy pulled up with his truck. We started moving. The couch I bought? Out. The coffee table? Out. The dining table and chairs? Out. My bedroom furniture? Out. The TV and the entertainment center? Out. Kitchen table? Out. Microwave? Out. Toaster oven? Out. Blender? Out. My PlayStation and games? Out. Every single item I'd purchased. I had the receipts organized in a folder. 3 months of home goods, Target, Amazon, and IKEA purchases. Here's where I might have gotten petty. I took the light bulbs. Every single LED bulb I'd installed. Left the old incandescent ones in a box in the closet. She could reinstall them if she wanted. Took the shower curtain. Left the old moldy one in the bathroom cabinet. Took the Wi-Fi router. Took the good toilet paper. Left 1 roll of the cheap stuff. Took the coffee maker. My clothes, my books, my personal stuff, obviously all gone. By 4 p.m., we were done. The apartment wasn't completely empty. Her old ratty love seat was still there. Her clothes, her personal stuff, her collection of decorative pillows. But everything functional? Gone. I left my key on the kitchen counter that I was also taking. Left a note. You were right. Your money is yours to do what you want with. My money is mine. This means my purchases are mine too. Good luck with the lease. You have 30 days to figure it out or add yourself to it. The landlord has my forwarding address. Don't contact me. My buddy and I got everything in my new studio by 7 p.m. It was cramped, but it was honest. I blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. Then I waited. Update 1. She got home around 6:45 p.m. according to my old neighbor. We're cool, he texted me. Apparently, she tried her key in the lock and the apartment was dark. She thought the power was out at first. Went inside, using her phone flashlight. My neighbor said he heard a scream that could have shattered glass. The text started coming through on my iPad before I remembered to block her there too. Got about 15 before I killed that connection. Where is everything? Are you insane? Call me right now. This is theft. I am calling the police. Then came the calls to my work phone. I'd forgotten about that. My coworker said some hysterical woman called asking for me, claiming it was an emergency. He told her I'd left for the day. Around 9 p.m., I got an email from her mom. Name, I cannot believe you would abandon my daughter like this. She is hysterical. You left her in an empty apartment with no furniture, no lights, no way to even cook food. This is cruel and borderline illegal. You need to return immediately and work this out like an adult. My daughter deserves better than this treatment. Her father and I are extremely disappointed in you. I didn't respond. Friday morning, my phone rang from an unknown number. Answered it without thinking. You piece of garbage. You stole everything. It was my fiancée. I didn't steal anything. I took what I paid for. That was our stuff. For our home. Funny, because your money was yours and mine was ours. That arrangement worked for your wallet, but not for my furniture. You can't just leave me with nothing. You have everything you paid for. Your clothes, your stuff, your savings account with $34,000 in it. Use some of that to buy a couch. That money is for MY future. Cool. My furniture was for MY present. Seems fair. She started crying. The ugly kind. How would you do this? We're engaged. We're engaged. Check your email. I'd sent the breakup email at midnight. Formal, clean, CC to myself for records. You can't break up with me over email. Sure can. Especially when you explicitly told me not to contact you. Check the note I left. I never said, don't contact me. You've been saying it with your actions for 3 months. I finally listened. Her mom grabbed the phone. Young man, you will return my daughter's property immediately, or we will pursue legal action. Ma'am, with respect, I have receipts for every item I took. Your daughter contributed $0 to any of those purchases. She's not on the lease. Legally, I'm completely in the clear. She's a woman living alone. You left her without basic necessities. She has a $65,000 salary and $34,000 in savings. She could buy necessities. That savings is for her future husband. I actually laughed. That was going to be me until I realized I was funding her savings account. Have a good day. I hung up and blocked that number too. My buddy brought over pizza that night. Dude, your ex is blowing up my phone. How'd she get her number? Mutual friend gave it to her. She's saying you abandoned her and stole all her stuff. Her stuff that I paid for. That's what I said. She said it doesn't matter, that you guys were building a life together. With my money. That's what I said. We ate pizza and played video games in my cramped studio. Honestly, best Friday I'd had in months. Update 2. The weekend was quiet. Too quiet. I should have known something was coming. Monday morning, I got a call from my apartment's old landlord. Hey, so your ex is here demanding to be let into the apartment. Says you stole her property. Want to tell me what's going on? I explained everything. The bills, your money/my money situation, the receipts, me giving proper notice. He sighed. Yeah, she's not on the lease, so legally she's got nothing. But she's making a scene in my office. Her dad's here too, threatening to sue. For what? He's not clear on that. Something about abandonment and theft. I told him to get a lawyer. Is she trying to take over the lease? She can't afford it. I already ran her credit when you two applied originally, remember? It's not good. She's asking if there's a cheaper unit available. I've got a studio for $1,100, but she says that's too small. That's a problem now. Agreed. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Also, she broke your old mailbox key in the lock trying to get your forwarding mail. She's paying for the replacement. Small victories. Tuesday, I got an Instagram DM from her best friend. I'd forgotten to block her. You're a real piece of work, you know that? She's sleeping on her parents' couch because you threw her out with nothing. She loved you, and this is how you repay her. I replied, she spent 3 months spending my money while saving hers. I repaid her with the same energy she gave me, looking out for myself. She was saving for your wedding. Funny, we never discussed a budget, never discussed her contributing. In fact, she explicitly said her money was hers to do what she wanted with. Yet to save it, for your future. My future needs me to have more than $11,000 in savings because my partner drained my accounts for 3 months. Block me if this bothers you. She called me some choice names and said I'd die alone. Then blocked me. Worked out. Wednesday brought the really fun stuff. I got served at work. Actually served. A legal assistant walked into my office with papers. My ex was suing me for $8,500 in stolen property, $2,800 in emotional distress, $1,850 for unlawful eviction. I sat at my desk reading this absolute nonsense. The stolen property list included couch, $1,200. I paid $2,100. TV, $800. I paid $1,200. Dining set, $600. I paid $950. Various household items, $2,900. The emotional distress was apparently because I abandoned her without warning in an unsafe living situation. The unlawful eviction was my favorite. Her lawyer was claiming that because she lived there for 4 months, she had tenant rights, and I had to give 30 days notice. I called a lawyer. Cost me $250 for a consultation, but worth every penny. Do you have receipts for the items? He asked. Every single one. Organized by date. Is she on the lease? Nope. Did you give the landlord proper notice? 30 days as required. He smiled. This is going to be fun. She has no case. The tenant rights thing is tricky, but since you gave notice to the landlord and the lease is in your name only, you fulfilled your legal obligation. She was essentially a guest. The property claims are dead on arrival if you have receipts. Want me to respond? Please. He drafted a response that basically said, bring it. Listed every receipt, every payment, every bill I covered. Included screenshots of my bank account showing the withdrawals. Added her own text messages to me bragging about her savings account balance. The kicker? He filed a counterclaim for the $6,800 I'd spent on shared expenses over 3 months since she claimed we had a domestic partnership in her filing. If we were partners, she owed me half of the household bills. My lawyer sent everything over on Friday. I paid him $1,200 for his services. Money well spent. Final update. Her lawyer dropped the case exactly 6 days after receiving a response. Apparently, when faced with actual receipts, bank statements, and a counterclaim, my ex's story fell apart. Her best friend unblocked me just to send. You're really going to make her pay you $3,400? If she drops her lawsuit completely and signs a document saying she has no claim to any property from the apartment, I'll drop the counterclaim. 3 hours later, her lawyer sent the dismissal paperwork. Both sides drop everything. No admission of wrongdoing, no contact order. I signed it. Finally done. My buddy asked me if I felt bad. Honestly, not really. Here's what I found out through mutual friends, the ones who stayed neutral and actually asked me for my side. She'd been telling everyone I was financially abusive for months, claiming I controlled all the money and didn't let her spend anything. Meanwhile, she was showing up to brunch with $200 handbags and talking about her growing savings. Her mom had apparently been the one pushing the man should pay for everything mentality. Her dad supposedly paid for everything throughout their marriage. Her mom never worked, never contributed, just spent. And from what I heard, her dad was miserable but stayed for the kids. That's what she wanted. Someone to bankroll her life while she saved and spent her own money however she wanted. After our breakup, she apparently hit up her ex before me. He'd broken up with her for similar reasons. She expected him to pay for everything while she saved for her future. Dude laughed when she asked to get back together and told her to check her entitlement. She tried staying with her parents, but that lasted 2 weeks. Her dad apparently sat her down and told her she needed to pay rent if she was living there. $600 a month. She threw a fit about how family shouldn't charge family. She ended up renting a room in a house with 3 other girls. Last I heard, she's fighting with them about the utility bills. Shocker. As for me, the studio's actually pretty nice. Cozy. Everything in it is mine. Paid for by me, no strings attached. My savings account is recovering. Put away $2,200 this month alone. Canceled the wedding venue last week. Lost the $500 deposit, but got back the $3,000 I'd put down for the rest. She contributed $0 to that too, for the record. Started seeing a therapist because apparently letting someone use you as an ATM for 3 months does some damage to your self-worth. Working through why I tolerated it for so long. Therapist thinks I was conditioned by my mom's guilt trips as a kid. Apparently being told you're selfish for setting boundaries is a theme. Went on a date last weekend. Nothing serious, just coffee. She paid for her own coffee without me even asking. Almost cried at the basic decency. My ex texted me last Tuesday from yet another new number. I hope you're happy. You ruined my life over money. I replied, I'm very happy, actually. And you ruined your own life by thinking someone else should fund it. Then I blocked that number and changed mine entirely. $35 through my carrier to just wipe the slate clean. Mom called me last month. She'd heard through the family grapevine what happened. Expected her to lecture me about working it out or money isn't everything. Instead, she said, good for you. Your father and I didn't raise you to be someone's personal bank account. Dad got on the phone. You did the right thing, son. A partner contributes. That's the deal. Wild how the people who actually love you support you when you stop letting others use you. Got a message from the old neighbor yesterday. Your ex finally moved out. Left a bunch of trash in the apartment. Landlord's keeping her deposit for cleaning fees. Perfect end to the whole situation, honestly. Someone asked me if I'd take her back if she apologized and offered to pay me back. Hard no. It's not even about the money anymore. It's about the principle. She didn't see me as a partner. She saw me as a resource. And when the resource cut itself off, she didn't mourn losing me. She mourned losing access to my wallet. That's not love. That's not partnership. That's exploitation with a ring on it. The ring, by the way, returned it. Got back $4,100 of the $4,800 I spent. Jeweler was cool about it. Said he sees it happen more than you'd think. Used some of that money to buy a really nice coffee maker for my studio. The kind that grinds the beans fresh. Every morning when I make coffee in my quiet apartment, surrounded by my stuff that I paid for, drinking from a mug that nobody else claims ownership of, I feel pretty damn good. She wanted me to provide while she saved. Instead, I provided a valuable lesson. You can't build a future with someone who only sees you as a wallet. And honestly, that empty apartment she came home to, that was just the physical representation of what she'd been doing to me emotionally for months. She hollowed out my savings, my trust, and my sense of partnership. I just made it visible. Would I do anything differently? Maybe I would have had the "this isn't working" conversation one more time before moving out. Given her one final chance to step up. But honestly, I tried that conversation 3 times and got called financially abusive for it. So probably not. Life's too short to be someone's retirement plan while they treat you like you're selfish for expecting basic reciprocity. My therapist asked me last week what I learned from all this. That happy wife, happy life is garbage advice if the wife thinks happiness means draining your bank account while contributing nothing. She wrote that down, said she was going to use it with other clients. Glad my disaster of an engagement could be educational for someone. I'm good now, though. Really good. The kind of good that comes from knowing exactly what you're worth and refusing to accept less. And if that makes me selfish, cool. I'm selfishly paying my own bills in my own place with my own stuff. Turns out that's called being an adult.